نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن الجبار مؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. This is the verse from which these names we are trying to cover these names which are mentioned in this verse, and the names which were mentioned in the previous verse before it was Allah and Rahman and Rahim, and we did it. And then also from this here, Al-Malik Al-Quddus, we did also Al-Malik Al-Quddus and Al-Malik Al-Quddus As-Salam. So all these three names also we have done from this verse, Al-Malik Al-Quddus As-Salam. And today we'll try to cover the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Mu'min wal-Muhaymin. Al-Mu'min wal-Muhaymin. And this name as it appears here, Al-Mu'min wal-Muhaymin. Mu'min, Al-Mu'min. What's the meaning of Mu'min? Most of us, we know it in one meaning at least, that a person who believes is a Mu'min, the believer, right? A believer is a Mu'min. Who is this believer? He says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. This testimony, when he makes this testimony of Tawheed and Risala of Rasulullah Muhammad Rasulullah, he becomes a Mu'min. So the word itself, Mu'min, those who have the understanding of the Arabic, maybe some of you of course have some understanding of the Arabic language. So it is from Amana, right? Amana yu'minu imanan, fahuwa mu'minun. The person is mu'min. The root is Amina. Be in peace. Be in security. Be safe. Be safe. Amina means he is safe. He is safe. Amana is to provide security. He is to provide security. So the one who provides security is Mu'min. So in this sense, how are we Mu'min and how is Allah Mu'min? You see, I think we haven't come to the name Shakur because we are Shakur and Allah is also, we are Shakir and Allah is Shakir. So there are certain names but they have different meanings. We say Salatu wa Salam to Rasulullah, Allah says Salatu wa Salam to us. But this is very different from what we do and what he does. So this is why we have to understand this, that we are Mu'min in which meaning, and how is Allah Mu'min in what meaning. So if you go to the general meaning of providing security, it doesn't apply to us. We can provide security to anybody. We can provide security ourselves, right? How about the others? So the provider of security is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in that sense, in that meaning, it's only Allah, right? The one who provides security. So, Al-Mu'min. About the other meaning in which we have the meaning of Iman, that is called Tasdeeq. Testifying something. And this is when we say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. So what is happening here? That means we are giving a solemn you can say, uh, allegiance, and saying that we'll believe in you and we will not deny, we're not deniers, we accept you as the authority, as the one and the only who deserves to be worshipped, and we will not disobey you. So we are providing this security. We are providing this security that we will not disobey, will not reject. So this is the security which is provided. And Allah is also in this meaning as well, provides the security. In this meaning, not in general security. I'm talking here now about what? A security in this meaning. That Allah, there is a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, muttafaq alayhi hadith, in which Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiallahu ta'ala, and he said, Ya Mu'adh, أتدري ما حق الله على العباد? Do you know what is the right of Allah on His servants, on His slaves? And of course, as the Sahaba would definitely not give any answers, we don't know. He said, Allah wa Rasuluhu alam. Then Rasulullah said to him, أن يعبدوه ولا يشركوا به شيئا. See, that they will worship Him alone and will not associate any partners with Him. This is Tawheed, the kalima. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أن يعبدوه ولا يشركوا به شيئا. Then the other question Rasulullah asked. So this is the amen from our side. Then Rasulullah asked him, أتدري ما حقهم على الله إذا فعلوا ذلك? Do you know what is their right on Allah if they do it? That means if they fulfill this, what they have said, that they will not make any partners with Him and they will worship Him. No. Again, the same answer, Allah wa Rasuluhu alam. Allah and His Messenger knows the best. What did Rasulullah say? Allah yu'adzibahum. Allah yu'adzibahum, that He will not punish them. This is the amn provided by Allah. You see, this is the amn provided by Allah. If you say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, and remain steadfast on it, then it is Allah's promise that He will not punish you. He will save you from the hellfire. ومن زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة فقد فاز. So protection from the hellfire, no punishment. So this is the amn from adab al-akhirah. Similarly, there's another aspect also in it. إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا خوف عليكم ولا أنتم تحزنون. This will happen in the day of judgment. After Qiyamah, everybody will come out and everybody will be scared. Everybody will be scared. And that day the angels will descend and say to the believers, لا خوف عليكم ولا أنتم تحزنون. There is nothing for you to be fearful. And you should not be sad or concerned about anything. You should not feel sad about anything. You should not, that means you are not going to you have not missed anything. And you are protected now. You are safe. لا خوف عليكم ولا أنتم تحزنون. So this is the safety which is mentioned here. And this is the safety which is provided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the provider of safety, but also general safety in this world. In general, safe from all harm. And that is only Allah who can protect us from that. All the harm. that can take place to a person in any form, any calamity, any disease, sicknesses, any disaster, any, uh, you can say, war, whatever it is, by which a person can be physically harmed, or food security, financial disaster. So, who will protect from that? Allah alone. So the risk is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He is the provider of the risk. So we need both security. Security of life and security of risk. Economic security. Right? Everybody is worried about what? I will lose job. So this is a constant fear. And Allah provides security from that. Risk, Allah has guaranteed it. وما من دابة في الأرض إلا على الله رزقها ويعلم مستقرها ومستودعها. So every soul Allah has guaranteed his risk. And that is the security, as I said, food security. Risk, but risk is more wide, has more meanings. But at least this risk from the point of view of the need of sustenance, and that's food. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, and Ibrahim alayhi salam has made the dua for it as well. When he was leaving from Mecca, after leaving his suckling baby and his wife, and he has left them in a place where there was nothing, no plantation and no water, nothing, everything, there was nothing in it. Then when he goes far away, and we know that these, not only he himself, but all his family was very, very trustworthy, and they always trusted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, strong in faith. His wife, his sons, they're all faithful. So here at this time, we know that story that when he left Hajra, alayhi salatu salam, there in Mecca, and he was going, and she was alone with this baby and a little bit of some dates and a little bit of water. And then he is going, and she called, Ibrahim, Ya Ibrahim, and he didn't look towards her. Called second time, didn't look towards her. Third time, she said, Allahu amaraka bihada, has Allah commanded you for that? That's when she said, Allah, this word when came, he turned and listened. And when she said, has Allah commanded you for this? And he said, yes. And she said, then he will not let us be destroyed. Because Allah is the Al-Mu'min. He brings the security, both the life, physical security, and also the food security, food, water. And you see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect them there. But when he went far away a little bit, and he was definitely concerned, as everybody would be, he made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in that dua, he said, there are two places where this dua has been mentioned. The first one in Surah Al-Baqarah, it says, رَبِّ جَعَلْ هَذَا بَلَدًا آمِنًا. See here, Aminan. This is the word why I'm bringing it. It's from Amn. Amn is most important. It is more important than the food. And that's why Amn is always mentioned before. Then the food security is mentioned after. So physical security is always, because if the person comes to the life, he will give everything. Right? He will give everything. That's the nature. Life is the most important thing. The first comes the life. So Hada baladan amina. Allah make this place, this city, a place of security. Warzuq ahlahu min al-thamarat. Now he is asking the second part of this. Of rizq. Warzuq ahlahu min al-thamarat. But he made the conditions there. Man amana minhum billahi wal yawmil akhir. Those who among them are the believers in Allah and in the hereafter. قال ومن كفر فأمتعه قليلا ثم اضطره إلى عذاب النار وبئس المصير. And Allah said, even those who will deny and reject, disbelieve, I'll provide them food because I am the provider of the food for everyone, not only for the believers. But he was only here careful because first he asked about, in the previous verses, if you see, he was asking about the prophethood and the leadership of the mankind. That means the prophethood. He was asking about his, and then he was said that it's not for the wrongdoers. You see, so he was here careful at this time here, extra careful. But Allah made it clear to him, no, the food we give it to everybody. You see, whether he's a believer or disbeliever. You see, so that's here. That means the physical security and also the food. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned after sending Muhammad Rasulullah to these people and mentioning that he is, when he claimed that he is the messenger of Allah, and Allah mentioned in his book, Quran, that he has been sent to them by Allah, but many of them were rejecting at that time in Makkah for all 13 years, biggest struggle. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding them of something, that they should not behave like this. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف. This رحلة الشتاء والصيف because of acquaintance of the Quraysh with the traveling in summer and traveling in winter, because they used to have two travels. In summer, they used to go to south, to Yemen. Also, that is a port there and trade center. And north towards the Sham, toward the north areas, which is called Bilad al-Sham. They used to go in summer because there the cold is very cold. So there they used to go on summers. And the south towards Yemen, they used for trade. So these were tradesmen. The people of Makkah were tradesmen. They would take things from Makkah, sell it over there, and buy goods from different parts of the world which come over there. The traders in that area, they will buy from them, from there, and they have, of course, when they are going, they have goods with them, and when they're coming, they have goods with them. And those days it was not secure. The people would rob on the way. But Allah had put the respect and honor for these people of Makkah because of the Baytullah. Because every tribe, every person, they had their gods put in Kaaba. And they used to come to make Hajj in Kaaba. And these people were taking care of these people who used to perform their pilgrimage. When the pilgrimage will come, they will provide them food and provide them water and help them. So these people had a high respect among the people of the whole Arabian Peninsula. So when they are going and they only say we are from Quraysh, nobody would touch them, not harm them, not rob them, nothing. You go, okay, you're Quraysh, go. So this was because of the house of Allah, right? That's why لِإِلَافِ قُرَيْشِ إِلَافِهِمْ رِحْلَةَ الشِّتَاءِ وَالصَّيْفِ فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. So they should worship the Lord of this house. Who is the Lord of this house? الَّذِي آمَنَهُمْ. الَّذِي آمَنَهُمْ مِنْ خَوْفٍ وَأَطْعَمَهُم مِّن جُوعٍ. Or how is that? لإلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. So the one who has uh, provided food for them from hunger and who has provided them security from fear. So they don't have any fear. Nobody will attack them. Nobody will rob them. So that's why they should worship the Lord of this house. You see? So here again the Amn, both Amn is mentioned. أطعمهم من جوع. This is the food security. They could bring everything from outside. All forms of food was coming. Not only that they have what they have there, how do they grow there. They could bring anything from when they go to these journeys and bring this different things. And so in this way, the food was coming from all over there. And at the same time, they were safe and secure. Nobody would harm them. So this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mu'min, provides security to everyone. You see, and security and all forms of security, that's it, physical security, and also financial security or food security, which are both very, very important for the human being, for their existence and their survival. This is most important for the survival. So this is in this meaning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-mu'min. So he is the provider of the security. And the other meaning also, as I said, that he will provide this security for the believers even in the hereafter. On the day of judgment, they will be secure and safe. They will have no fear on that day. لا خوف عليكم ولا أنتم تحزنون. No fear. So that's how is the meaning of mu'min by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides security to those who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also to everyone here on this earth. And before Qiyamah, everybody is getting everything. So anywhere there is, as we know, nobody can provide security except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So this is why is this name Al-Mu'min is very important. Now what is as I always try to bring that point, what is the basically required from a believer, a salik, from this, a person who wants to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what should be, when he knows this name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah is mu'min, how should be the behavior, how should be the attitude of a believer? Of course, one thing that he should never ever try to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because when he has said Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah anna Muhammad Rasulullah, he should never commit any form of shirk. And he should be very careful about it. And he should be very particular in obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at the same time, he should not cause any mischief on this earth. He should not try to harm anybody. So he should provide the security to the people. People should feel safe in his presence. Nobody should be feel endangered because of his presence. So this is one thing. The second thing is, as I said, of course, that's the one thing is about the people, and the thing about his behavior towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he should be always, and that means he should not follow his desires. He should be just and fair, and should follow all the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not neglecting any of those. Now comes the word muhaymin. That's again a very deep meaning. Muhaymin. From haymana. Muhaymin. Who is a muhaymin? The meaning of muhaymin is actually, you can say, guard. a guard. You see, we know we have always surveillance. We try to keep surveillance to provide, to protect any danger, right? Surveillance, guard. So that's the meaning of Muhammad. That's the meaning of Muhammad in itself. Muhammad, the word Muhammad has come in Quran in one ayah. And that's a very beautiful ayah again. Muhammad. Not as an attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but as its real meaning. In the meaning of guarding. You see, in guard, we have also a meaning of protection. So guarding and protecting comes together. If somebody is guarding, not protecting, what's the benefit of it? That guarding means also protecting, right? Guarding is protecting. And the one who protects must have power to protect. So should have authority. You see? And this all together is the meaning. So one who is guard, that means he is aware of everything which is happening. Constant surveillance. Constant surveillance. I'm using these words particularly because this is related to our subject exactly. And that's what it really means. Muraqaba, as some of the scholars have said, it means the muraqaba da'ima. Muraqaba da'ima wal hifz. Constant watch, that's what it is. And of course, for that, has to have authority and power. Authority and power. A beautiful ayah in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about, after mentioning Torah, that I sent it and it was the light and so on, and after mentioning about the Injil, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about Quran. That's in Surah Al-Ma'idah. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, I think it's verse number, probably, I don't remember now at this moment, but anyway, the verse which it says, I think it's verse number 48 in Ma'idah. Verse 48 in Ma'idah. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions to, after mentioning those books, then mentions about Quran. وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ مِنَ الْكِتَابِ وَمُهَيْمِنًا عَلَيْهِ. This is the word Muhammad. You see? So see, imagine this part. What is Allah mentioning here? After that, there is command that so you get to them with this, with what we have sent down to you, and don't listen to their desires and wishes. So, but what is it? Quran. What is Quran? Allah is mentioning about Quran. I have sent this down to you. أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ. We have sent to you the book. We have sent down to you the book. What is this book? مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ مِنَ الْكِتَابِ. It testifies, confirms the books which came before it, the scriptures which came before it. So it testifies, Torah, it testifies, Injil, Torah, the Zabur, Suhaf Ibrahim, wa Musa, all those things. So one attribute Allah mentions about this book is what? مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ مِنَ الْكِتَابِ. So it confirms the scriptures were sent before it. And then other thing very important, muhaiminan alayhi. This is the part which we have to understand. Muhaimin. This Quran is muhaimin. Muhaimin of what? Of the books which came before it. All the books which came before it, it is muhaimin. Quran is muhaimin. So its translation, very interestingly, of course, Yusuf Ali has made the translation, which is nearby, guarding in safety. The scriptures which came before it, and it's guarding in safety. So the guarding is safety. That this Quran is guarding in safety whatever was revealed before in those books. So it's secure here. There they have destroyed it. You see, it is no, its security has been basically salvaged. Now here, this book is guarding safely. But the most beautiful translation, which this is a new translation from Sheikh Nuh. New translation, and he has basically introduction to it, how many different tafasir they read and then discussed together with other scholars, and then after that choosing the right words for the, so that it has the most meaning of what is most closest meanings. So he had made a lot of effort, and I found this particularly where I found really they did a fantastic job. I will try to see into it, look into it. I have it, but this is the verse where they have done the very fantastic job. What he translates here in it, I think I must tell you, is really beautiful. Let me see. It was what? How does he translate it? What did I do? Okay. Yeah. So here he translates it, and he has translated it, and as I said, it's a really beautiful translation. And we have sent you down the book with utter truth. And this is the same, of course. We have revealed to you the book with truth, right? So we have sent you down the book with utter truth. Now this part comes confirming what came before it. That's the same thing, but that part of the Muhaymin comes now. And the supreme authority at guard over it. Supreme authority at guard over it. And this is a beautiful translation which gives the whole meaning. It's that the authority, and this is an authority over it. It's not just it is protecting it. No, it is the authority. Anything find there, if it is not, it's wrong. It has the authority, a supreme authority, guard over it. So this is, he didn't say only guard, but other one has added safety. That's of course to cover that part. Guard and safety. Guarding and safety. That's what Yusuf Ali had done, the translation. Guarding and safety. Yeah, the teachings. Guarding the teachings. Yeah. So, and here he says the supreme authority at guard over it. Beautiful translation. Supreme authority at guard over it. So this is a really beautiful translation, right? And yeah, so that's what I'm saying, that now here you get the meaning of Muhaymin. That means it has the meaning of Hafiz, Hafiz. You see, what's Hafiz? Who memorizes and protects it in his brain, not going anywhere. See, so there's the Hafiz. You see, that's why it is. And Raqib, as I mentioned before, Muraqabah, Ad-Da'ima, continuous surveillance. So this is what is the meaning of Muhaymin, continuous surveillance, and with authority and protection. That means safe to provide the basically to guard it, and guarding is what? To protect it. Another this meaning which scholars have mentioned, where it's included in haymana. That means when something protects it. You see the behavior of a bird, a big bird. It is also, I have seen it, this behavior from the chicken, from the chicken, when their chicks come out, little ones. They are all over, and I have seen it in my childhood, because we used to have those days. You have your own some chicken at home, You see, everybody has some chicken at home, almost. So you put them on and the eggs, and then the eggs hatch, and then the chicks come out, and then and this mother is there, and these chicks, small chicks, going here and there. They're getting their food, and when the eagle flies over, and they generally what the eagles when they see them, jump on them and take them. When the eagle is she notices it, and she makes a noise, and all these chicks they come all around, and she brings them all in under the wings. So this behavior is called haymana. Haymana. You see, this is she's protecting all of them, guarding them. She's watching, caring, and as soon as there is a danger, right away guards and takes it. So this is what is called muhaymin. And Allah is muhaymin. He is the protector. He is guarding us. He is always looking at us, always protecting us from any harm to happen. This is to a complete surveillance all the time. And of course, as I said before, and the purpose is to protect. So this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is muhaymin. When the person knows about Allah, he is muhaymin. What should be the behavior of that person? He should have full trust in Allah. He should have a complete trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing is going to harm me because Allah is muhaymin. He will have that full trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will not fear from the situations, conditions. And that's the meaning which is in awliya Allah la khawfun. So awliya Allah, they have no fear and no in this life. In this life. So this is when they believe, they are 100% sure, yes, nothing can harm me. You see? Because Allah is my protector. Allah is muhaymin. And He has the power, all the power. And He is, I am under surveillance from Him. It's not that here also, as the ulama has added here, that the knowledge is included in knowing and having the power. You see? In this here, because what is the use of this surveillance? And because it is for protection, this surveillance. If it is for protection, there has to be the power and there has to be the knowledge. So he has the knowledge where you are, what are you doing, and who is trying to harm you. He knows everything. So that's why he has full trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's not fears of. He doesn't fear anything. All his fear is taken away. He doesn't fear. This should be a condition of the heart of that believer. At the same time, he should have also muraqabah on his qalb. This is another very important aspect. He should always look about his conditions of his heart. What does this mean? Because he should avoid all those things which are harmful for him. Hasad, kibr, ujub, hubb jah, to become popular, to show off, all those feelings in the heart, he should have muraqabah of the qalb. He should have the muraqabah. Allah is having muraqabah upon him. The name Raqib will come and the name Hafiz will come. But Muhaymin includes all these meanings. So Muhaymin is mubalagha because it includes all these meanings. It's not just protecting, or it's not just knowing. So it has the meaning of also that he has the power, he has the authority and power to do that, and his constant surveillance means he is muraqabah, and then he has the knowledge. Knowledge about you, your condition, and also knowledge about what is trying to cause harm to you. And so you should have an eye upon your heart. Always try to keep your heart attached to Allah. Don't fear anything, but keep attached to your heart to Allah. And don't try to let any negative feelings get place in your heart. Feelings of, for example, kibr or ujub or power. I am powerful. I am not delivered. All those things should go away. Nothing. You are nothing. You are nothing. So the qalb should be made clean and clear. So in this way, this is the requirement. When we know that Allah is the Rahim, then this is the requirement. This is what we are supposed to do. So that's the requirement. that we should have full trust in Allah. We should try to avoid or remove, and also always keep Allah in our heart and remember Allah, and clean our hearts with all those other feelings which are negative feelings. Alhamdulillah, if we understand at least what we have, what Allah made us clean, it will be helpful, inshallah. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلق محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا